Hey everybody, it is Colette Baron-Reid. I'm super excited. This is going to be a fabulous reading this week. I am going to be doing the Astro Oracle reading, and for every sign, I am going to choose 3 cards. The way you're going to use this is going to be, you're going to take a look at your sun sign. Then if you're interested in having a little bit more, you'll look at your rising sign 3 cards and then the 3 cards of your moon. And if you don't know how to get that, go to astro.com and you'll find out your sun, your rising, or your ascendant, and your moon. But before we do the reading, today was the first day of my awesome Vision Board Challenge, and I hope you're going to join me. Just click on the link below, and I hope to see you there. I'm going to get to the reading now, but it is awesome. We're using these really cool new principles around vision boards. We're doing something different. You might not have learned how to do this before, and anyway, it's going to help us all this week if we join in. So let's do Aries now. Let's look at Aries. So Aries, 3 cards. Oh, this is interesting. So one of the cards, and if you saw yesterday's reading, I did the Celtic cross. The observer card was really important because it was kind of what we were heading towards. Aries comes in with happy, happy, the observer, and deep knowing. So for Aries, you're actually feeling pretty good in the observer position because you're trusting your intuition. You are really taking advantage of the opportunity for you to look around you before you make a decision. Because Aries really is very energetic and it's pioneering, and the Aries person wants to go forward, but this is you're very content with taking a beat and observing what you need to do next. So this is really good. Trust your intuition, Aries. You're going to be on the money this week. Now we're going to do a reading for Taurus. So Taurus, here and now, loyal heart, and chaos and conflict. This is beautiful. So the 3 cards describe a story, and each person, each zodiac sign is going to have a different take on how they operate within the week that I described in yesterday's reading. So I want you to watch that video. So for Taurus, it's really saying here that whatever chaos is going on around you, you need to stay present to your current reality and be loyal to your dream, what inspires you, what is close to your heart. Because whatever chaos and conflict that is surrounding you, it's not going to upend anything for you. So you have to remember that a little chaos is actually good. We don't get change without a catalyst, and a catalyst oftentimes comes in the form of knowing that we need to change something because we see something in the outer world that rattles us and shakes the tree and says, hey, we need change. And so don't be afraid of the chaos that is presented to you this week. If anything, let it be a reminder that not to be too stubborn around what you're loyal to, but to understand that the guiding principle that comes from your divine self is always going to be in service to the whole. And to remember that you can't do everything for the future. Like you can't, don't throw yourself into like, when's it going to happen? It's like, no. What can I do today? And how do I be in the eye of the storm instead of in the storm? That's going to be a really good thing for you guys to think about for those of you who are Taurus or Taurus rising or Taurus moon. All right, so now let's do Gemini. Okay, so you notice I put the cards back. I'm doing it differently every time I do these readings. I decided you're going to want a little bit more per zodiac sign, and you'll end up with 9 cards of this reading. So next is Gemini. So Gemini, how is Gemini going to deal with what's going on this week? Here we go. Okay. Oh, so we had Yin, which was the cross card. In a Celtic cross, it was crossing the main card. So it was a reminder that we need to be receptive and not to allow ourselves to get thrown off or thrown for a loop in this week's energy. But it also reminds us that we're consciously receptive and not just be like, what's going on? It's to be like, okay, I'm going to make a conscious effort to receive information and slow down. But this one says Also, not to be afraid to make the first move in changing a pattern of the past, that's unfinished symphony, and where you feel like you want to make amends or you don't feel peaceful. So this would be a good week, actually, once you've tuned into the information of what you need to know to actually reach out to, because with unfinished symphony, it typically says that you haven't gotten closure on some things, and you want to do that for the highest good. You want to be at peace. And if you're not feeling peaceful about something, you actually have the agency, the sovereignty, the power to make a change this week. It doesn't have to be a big one. It just needs to be small. And don't wait for somebody else to make the first move. You can make the first move if this makes sense to you. And it could be anything, really. But there's no big movement. It's just like, what do I need to do? So there's an action involved here. So now, and that's for Gemini. Now we're going to look at Cancer. All right, so Cancerians, how are you going to deal with this week? Aha. This is so, I'm a Cancer, so every time I look at my Cancerian cards, I always know that this is so me. This can be very me. So the first card is imagine in the protection position. So be careful not to catastrophize. You know, be careful of empathy overload this week. Really understand that you can use your imagination for good. You allow your imagination to be inspired, not by the things that you see that need to change, but in fact by the vision of the change that you can really conjure. It's perfect for our challenge this week too, is like to use your imagination for the highest good of all, as opposed to allowing yourself to get worried about things, right? Now, fork in the road is also in the protection position this week for Cancers, and that is about don't let yourself get freaked out, right? So sometimes when the fork in the road is in that position, like, what do I do? What do I do? What choice do I make? So it's like, just make one, little one. Pick something. Just pick anything. It does look like there's a lot of choices. And if you go back to yesterday, if the Cancerians here watching this video haven't seen yesterday's video, you should go back to yesterday's video and realize that you have to make a choice this week about where to place your energy. And time for a nap couldn't be clearer. It's like, stay out of drama. So in essence, for Cancerians, don't worry. Create a need for yourself to focus on what is positive and what is useful and what you know that is for the highest good. And make sure that you rest. This is the other thing too. So don't overamp this week for Cancerians. And I know that for Cancers, well, at least I know for me, I forget that I am not a Duracell bunny. I have to turn myself off once in a while too. Okay, Leo, let's take a look at Leo. Okay, so Leos, oh, that's perfect for Leo, loyal heart. Leos are the loyal. Loyalty is important to Leos. Okay, so this is a beautiful week to make amends and to recognize that it is an important time for healing. Loyalty to the ego will not serve you this week. This is for Leos. And in fact, that you will recognize that whatever you've had to let go of is going to be obvious to you this week. Soulmates are in the protection position, which means that you may have had to set boundaries around people who don't work for you. Like, for example, you might have people that take advantage of your generosity, or you have like the kind of psychic vampires that come along and you feel so drained after, and they're like, nee. So you want to make sure that you have to ask yourself, remember that one of the cards from yesterday's reading was why? Why do you allow certain people to be around you when you know they're not good for you? That's that one. Now, mending is lovely because the mending card is in a protection position, and it reminds us that mending and forgiveness and really it's about getting out of denial about this very particular subject. I'm going to actually look at the book here too. Here it is here. Heartbreak. It's about heartbreak. It's a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. It leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life. None of us will be immune to it. Can you view this as this dissonance, this difficulty, as a way back to source, to unity? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. We know that there's a level of looking at life and going, you know what, this isn't for me. And what do I learn from this? And can I forgive myself? So this is also part of when mending card comes to us, comes to the Leo personality in the protection position. Don't expect perfectionism from yourself this week either. So again, the loyal heart, what are you loyal to? If it's just to yourself, there's a lot of work to be done. If it's just to your ambition, there's a lot of work to be done. But if it's to the highest good, and if your loyalty is towards unity, then this week will show you how, and in the areas in which you need to step into, which is beautiful. Okay, Virgo, here we go. So Virgo, this is an interesting, oopsie. So that's in upright position. Got some similar cards. Message in a bottle. Pay attention to the signs around you. And when you really know that you're feeling and hearing something, and this is about getting a message that is going to be important to you. Again, the soulmates card is in protection here. Maybe you also need to set some boundaries with people. The Virgo is the sacred sign of the zodiac, the one that's in service always to others. Maybe you've been a little drained by all that service that you're providing to other people, and you need to pull it back a little bit. Loyal heart, again, is the people you surround yourself, your community, etc., that is supporting you. And all the dreams and desires and aspirations and inspirations that you have supports you this week. Again, it's about setting some boundaries with people. Okay? That's for Virgo. Before I read for Libra, let me just take a quick break and remind you about my vision board challenges. Started today, you can totally join. It's absolutely free. We're doing all kinds of new things, new principles as an overlay on the old. So in other words, it's not your mama's vision board. You should join us. It's all brand new. Come and join us. Let's do Libra. All right. Libra. Ooh. Okay, this is interesting for Libras. Libra. Now, yesterday's reading, we talked about knowing your why, right? So everybody is getting to a place like, what is our motives? You may uncover that you don't have such a good motive about something, and that's a good thing. You may be a people pleaser, which is kind of what Libra, the shadow of Libra can be. So this is all about getting trust that you need to walk away from any kind of people-pleasing and codependency that you've been involved in, and this is the week for you to do it. You might not want to listen to your intuition because the need to be needed or somebody manipulating you is like gonna come to the surface, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I have to do something about it. Do not. It's time to go. You got the card, time to go. This is a really beautiful wake-up call for Libras this week to stay grounded and get out of any kind of codependent or people-pleasing behavior, because it will not serve you at all this week. Check your motives, because if there's anything that's a bit dicey or questionable, pull back. Do nothing, walk away. All right. These are really great readings. I love this. Okay, now we're going to look at Scorpio. Spirit, talk to me about Scorpio. I'm going to do it this way this time. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to go like this. Scorpio, you have 3 protection cards this week. So, again, interesting. Loyal heart. Again, you saw me shuffle the cards, right? Why am I getting loyal heart all the time? To the sea in protection, and chaos and conflict, all in protection. When I look at these 3 things all in a row, it's a bit of a rocky road for you this week. If you get worried, don't be worried. Again, recognizing what you were loyal to in the past and what you need to be loyal to now, and also who's supposed to be around you, because sometimes relationships need to change. You might need to walk away from people. It's a lot. It seems like lots of us are walking away and reaching across and shifting our viewpoints, etc. this week. And it's a good week for you to recognize that your boat is not capsizing, all right? And it's okay for you. The chaos and conflict is actually serving you this week. It's really bringing it home to you, all the things that You need to move forward for yourself. So you're not going to get caught up in the chaos and conflict. As a matter of fact, you already are in the eye of the storm. I wouldn't be worried about you at all. You don't even have to change anything. It's really more trusting that your boat won't capsize. When you recognize that you don't want to be loyal anymore, it's almost like, who do you need to unfollow on Instagram or Facebook? Like, I'm getting rid of those people. And it's more about, who do you want to align with? That's really much more about this. Also, like, what do you need to learn from people with differing opinions from you? And that's another good thing for Scorpios this week as well, too. Now let's look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay, tell me about Sagittarius. And I'm going to choose to do it this way, and then this way. All that glitters, new life and protection, and fork in the road. So again, don't be fooled by superficial, excitable things that you think looks shiny. You may not understand what you're seeing yet, so new life is in protection. So it says it's okay for you to be in beginner mind. It's really important for you to recognize you got to go below the surface of things, and don't get caught in the inaction. Like, conscious non-action is not the same thing of paralysis of inaction. Just make a choice. Just make any choice. But don't make any big commitments this week is really what this is suggesting, because you really don't have all the facts. Okay? Now, let's see. We have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left to do. Let's go for Capricorns. I have so many Capricorn friends actually, I have friends in all the zodiac signs. Okay, so Capricorn, here we go. Capricorn. So this is really about double checking your motives for being involved in anything where you are seeing or that there was a level of unfairness, but you didn't get all the information. So this is kind of interesting as well, that you may start to recognize that your participation in things weren't coming from a clean place. So this is an opportunity to get clean and recognize that you want to have a good motive and a healthy motive moving forward, that you're not going to carry say, for example, the baggage or burden of someone else that gave it to you and didn't give you all the information. So deep knowing is trusting your own intuition about what is true, not your ego motivations. And this is really a beautiful reckoning for you this week. That's for Capricorn. And Aquarius, here we go. Loving all the Aquarius energy. It's kind of exciting and unexpected things. It is very freeing, and that's what it's supposed to feel like. So Aquarius, let's see what you're doing. Ooh, Aquarius is busting through lies this week. No BS for you, is what it's saying. Wow, Aquarius is like, you know what? You're not going to tolerate any BS from anyone at all. This is such a very lack of tolerance this week for you, Aquarius. Fabulous. You're ready for action. You're ready for new, but you're not actually supposed to be doing anything major because you got chop wood, carry water. And that also follows through with what we talked about yesterday, but none of us really, meant to be forging ahead because we don't have all the information. We're really still gathering information. And this is saying for you too, you're just going to have a really good belly button magnet to recognize that what is true and what is not true for you. So that's really good. And it's also about re-engaging yourself at a place where you are setting, you're putting your inspiration above what you think other people want or tell you that they think is important, because that's not true for you. So it's really getting back to that unique quality of what's true for me about your own inspired choices and the life that you want to create. So that's pretty cool too. And chop wood, carry water is like, okay, I'm just going to do my day-to-day this week and dream and be inspired and joining my my vision board challenge. Okay, Pisces, here we go. Pisces, the mystical, dreaming Pisces. Don't quit. Don't chase after anything. And this is interesting this week. So Pisces, you are being required to really take a look at where you have taken on misinformation and made it your own. And that you have felt somehow depleted by all of this and by the sense that you don't know which way is up anymore. So this is in any area of your life. And the not for you card is also in the protection position. So it's that the possibility that you felt like you've been chasing something that's been totally unavailable to you because it didn't have any substance. It's like trying to get water out of an empty well. So this is a week for you to regroup on that and to really love yourself and be super kind and compassionate to yourself because you're tired. The go the distance card in protection is like you're ready to quit, but you're not. Right? It's really more about how do you regroup. And I would suggest the Pisces people to come to the Vision Board Challenge for sure, because it really is about regrouping and remembering what's true for you and what makes you want to get up in the morning. Where's your bliss? What are you inspired by? Don't give up. This is a really beautiful week for you to reclaim all of that. All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the way that I've done the reading this time, and we really love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, whatever, all the other things that we ask you to do, and if you are called to join me, it's free. It's brand new stuff in there, and it's completely free. Come and join the Vision Board Challenge. Just click the link wherever you see it, and I'd love to see you there. Mwah. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.